Welcome to the More You Know Real Estate YouTube channel. My name is Charlie Moore. I'm an investor and a realtor and a generally average person here in Charlotte, North Carolina, doing my best to create a YouTube channel. A few videos ago, I made a video that, by my standards, went viral. I think I have over 50,000 views on it now. And this is an update to that Airbnb video. I think it was entitled Major Bust in the Blue Ridge Mountains, the journey or the tale of my first Airbnb. And so here's another short-term rental video for you guys. And I come with largely good news about how projections have come back up and how income has been steadily on the increase with that property. A few things I've learned to do, to not to do, and I have been diagnosed a pessimist by those around me. I like to think of myself as a realist, but whatever you call it, I'm gonna start with the bad news first.
Well, I've got some good news and some bad news.
There are still challenges since the last video, always will be in real estate investing. And so I wanna briefly highlight those and then move on to what I think has worked really well and where the property's at right now. So thanks for requesting this video, like and subscribe, and let's get right into it. So first of all, the first challenge has continued to be the location. I'm about 20 minutes from a downtown area. People don't read the listing thoroughly, and they complain about where we're located.
We're in the middle of nowhere!
Closely related, people complain about things that I have no control over, right? Like the road conditions and the weather, the produce selection at Walmart, as if it is my fault that you shop for produce at Walmart.
Charlie, that really hurts!
It's not my fault, that's your fault, right? So I don't know why you're writing about it in my listing. A Confederate flag down the street from my house, like many houses down. I have no control over these things. People complain that some of most of my recommendations for things to do in the area are outdoor recommendations. And I'm like, you're in the mountains, like you can't complain about things like road conditions and only having outdoor activities around you. Just vacation somewhere else, seriously, and have fun. But don't leave negative reviews on things that I cannot control. And then I would just say, generally speaking, be kind to people, be considerate. You're at a restaurant, you're in an Airbnb, just keep in mind, hundreds of thousands of dollars, thousands of hours, blood, sweat, and tears have gone into this, right? And someone's putting bread on the table and feeding a family based upon this asset. And so you leaving a negative review is just just do so sparingly. If someone wrongs you, they give awful customer service, something's really bad, like you have to warn someone, by all means, leave the review. But generally speaking, just be considerate to other people, keep other people in mind. A lot of hard work went into this, and a lot of these things people complain about are simply not in our control. Secondly, pricing tools for me have been largely unhelpful. Pricing tools are third-party platforms that help you price your Airbnb more competitively so as to increase occupancy and increase revenue. This is purely anecdotal. I don't know how algorithms work. I don't really know what an algorithm is. All I know is that when I was on two separate pricing platforms, I wasn't getting as many bookings. When I started self-managing and just doing the smart pricing on Airbnb and adjusting it here and there, tweaking it here and there as it would get closer to a vacant date, that is when I started seeing a huge uptick in occupancy. I'd go a week or two sometimes without seeing any bookings when I was on these third-party pricing platforms. I don't know if I wasn't on a good one. I was on one of the main ones. Evolve was a property management company that was taking 10%. They had their own smart pricing that they said was better than Airbnb's, and then Price Labs. And again, I would go weeks at a time without getting bookings. Purely anecdotal, don't know what the data and science is behind it. I just know I got less bookings when I was with them and more bookings when I wasn't. People, I've learned, number 3, are generally inconsiderate. I beg them to put trash in bags. They don't. Raccoons, bears, coyotes, you name it, everything is around there. I plead with them. I put it 4 separate times on the check-in instructions. I post it above the trash cans. They still find a way to throw away loose trash. I've had everything from blood to dog vomit to dog poop to, most recently, a cocked and loaded handgun with a laser. Now, I'm originally from New York City, so that was a little jarring for me. We don't do super well with guns. My cleaner was kind of like thought it was funny. I was a little bit unnerved. I mean, they were unnerved too. I mean, a loaded gun. You're changing sheets and there's a loaded gun under the bed. So I mean, yeah, just people are generally inconsiderate. So don't be that person. Be one of the considerate people when you're staying at an Airbnb. And then lastly, I would just say, like, this Airbnb continues to not be passive. If you want to get into passive income, invest in a syndication, invest in the stock market. I understand what people mean when they say real estate is passive investing. Oftentimes those people haven't done a lot of real estate investing, especially Airbnb. You're in the hospitality business. You have created a job for yourself. There are passive aspects of it. There are weeks where I don't do anything. Most weeks I'm doing quite a bit to keep this rolling. Now, on to the good news, and thankfully there's a lot of good news. First of all, I have achieved and maintained Superhost status. Through the last 2 quarters. And so that's been huge. Our response rate's been good. Our occupancy's been high enough. Our overall average has been high enough. And there might be one other thing you have to do in order to achieve Superhost status. And so me and my wife's great at hospitality. We tag team the messaging with people. My cleaner is a co-host. She tag teams the messaging with people. It's been just a lot of fun. I do enjoy the hospitality aspect of it and take a lot of pride and joy in knowing that we achieved and maintained the Superhost status, and that certainly helps with bookings. Now, in the last 5.5 months since I have made the initial video, here have been my numbers. My gross earnings, after I take away, the cleaning fee that they pay, but I get it from Airbnb, and then, the person staying there pays it. I get it, and then I pay it to my cleaner. So after I take away all that, factor in for cleaning fees, my gross income from the property in the last 5.5 months has been $16,878. Now, divide that by 5.5 months, and that's from halfway through July till the end of the year, the end of 2022. That's about $3,068 per month in gross earnings. Now, my expenses waver anywhere on the low end, about $1,550 a month. My PITI, principal, interest, taxes, and insurance, is $1,240. You add in internet, electricity, restock. On a month when nothing goes wrong, my expenses will be about $550, $1,600. And then on a month where I've had some HVAC maintenance, I've had people break things, yada yada, you're looking at about $2,200 to $2,300 a month. I'm floating on average right around that $1,850 mark. $1,850 is my break even. So if I make $1,849, I lose $1, right? If I make $1,851, I make $1. So far, like I said, the last 5.5 months have averaged $3,068 of gross income. Now, obviously that's not net. What you have to do to get your net income is subtract your expenses from your gross income. So my expenses being around $1,850 a month, subtracted from $3,068, leave me with about $1,218 a month in passive income. Now, my initial projection for this property was $1,400 a month. So I'm actually getting pretty close. And when I made this video, I was probably somewhere around $600 or $700 a month. Granted, I wasn't a super host yet. I was only a few months in. I had been on those 2 pricing platforms that I don't think were helping me, frankly. And it has slowly and surely gained traction and gained steam, so that I am making net positive $1,218 a month. Not far off from the initial projection. And I think 2023 could be a $1,400 to $1,500 a month type year. A weakness of mine is, and I think what's hurting me is, because my first few months were really bad, I'm a little bit conservative and a little bit gun shy to wait for bookings. And so I've said yes to some longer bookings, but I offer a pretty hefty length of stay discount. So instead of making a gross of $3,000 or $4,000 in those months, I'll only make a gross income of about $2,200 a month. Now, with someone in there around the clock, it is helpful, right, to not have so much turnover. They are taking the trash out regularly. They're letting me know if something's broken. There are perks to having people in there, especially in the cold months, December, January, February. I think I photograph well. I think I'm a fairly large house. I'm 4 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms. And so I think I'm just attractive, and my prices are pretty cheap. I'm attractive to longer stays. I think I need to be more disciplined to say no to longer stays, or to reduce that length of stay discount to not sell myself short, because I am now a super host and I am getting more regular bookings. And so it takes that discipline of, oh man, I could say yes to the definite 2,000 or the definite 2,500 or the definite 1,800, but maybe forfeit a month where I do 3,500 or 4,000. But maybe have a bunch of occupancy and have a month where I only do 2,000, the same that I would have done. And so it's hard to know, but I think it's safe to say you gotta let it run its natural course and not offer such a steep discount for the length of stay. So here's my question for you guys. It was underperforming, it's performing better, but now I would like to take it even to the next level. And I have a few options. So like over the Thanksgiving sales, I bought a new electric range that was really nice that I've gotten some compliments on. And now I just want to take this Airbnb to the next level. So I'm still on the fence about a hot tub. A lot of people are like, oh, I love hot tubs. I want to see a hot tub at every Airbnb I stay at, especially in the mountains. I got to have a hot tub. I'm like not so sure, because I think it attracts partiers, and I think it just could potentially be the motor goes, you got to refund someone because I only booked it because of the hot tub and the alkaline, the water. I'm not super smart person. I don't know what happens with the water. I know that I don't want people to have itchy skin. I don't want to get bad reviews because people are leaving with red skin. So I've just heard horror stories. I don't know whether or not it's worth it to get a hot tub. If you've done a hot tub well and you're an Airbnb host, please let me know, because I'm still very much on the fence. But here's basically my 3 options. And I'd love you to comment and tell me what you think I should do to take this Airbnb to the next level. Here's what's coming to mind. Maybe there's another option I'm not thinking of, but basically number 1 would be a hot tub. Number 2 would be a sauna, anywhere between $4,000 and $7,000. A 4 to 6 person sauna. Obviously, you got to up some aspects of the electric. You've got to, you're going to have a higher electric bill. But I just think, sauna attracts more of a maybe, mild, sedate, chill. Oh, look, there's a sauna in the backyard. That'd be fun to do after going to the waterfall for the day. And whereas, a hot tub attracts maybe a younger partier crowd. So hot tub, sauna, I probably can't afford to do both right now, and I don't know that the house could take it. And then also just the boring stuff, like new doors and new windows, because my utility bills have been pretty high. A lot of months they've been average, and then like a lot of months they've been really high. And I know my windows are drafty. I know my windows aren't the best. And so I've kind of got those, do I do the boring stuff and maybe save on the monthly expenses, and people aren't going to notice newer windows, newer doors as much. I'm just going to have the peace of mind of I don't have to do those for the next 15 years, and I'm cutting down on my monthly utility bills. Or do I do the glamorous, fun, exciting stuff that photographs well, like a sauna or a hot tub? Or is there something big I'm missing? I already have a fire pit, I already have a grill, I already have a deck. Is there something big I'm missing that could be a huge benefit to me and increase my monthly revenue? So thank you for watching this video. I had bad news the first video, a little bit of bad news this video, but that's just, I think, typical news with hosting any Airbnb. Moral of the story, when at all possible, if at all possible, leave good reviews for people, because they generally really care and they generally really try. If they're really ugly to you, if they're really mean, by all means, give a warning to the upcoming guests. But if at all possible, leave a solid review for someone, and don't mention things that are not in their control. And yeah, I think this thing is on the up and up, and whatever the algorithm is, it's starting to like us, and it's starting to gain some traction. So I'm Charlie, I'm an investor and a realtor. If you know someone who's either interested in buying, selling, or investing in North Carolina, or you just want to talk about and learn about real estate as an asset class, I have experience in flipping, in new construction, wholesaling, agency, a little bit of everything. So please hit me up, howsitgoingcharlie howsitgoingcharlie@gmail.com, howsitgoingcharlie@gmail.com. Would love to hear from you, see how we can mutually benefit one another in this real estate journey. Hope you guys have a great 2023, and I will see you on the next video.